Hello our viewers.
It is quite big. The kind of things a veterinary doctor studies and goes about is too much to what a livestock scientist does. Yeah, and a veterinary doctor is at a bachelor's level. Livestock health scientist is at a diploma level. Yeah.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel, where we bring for you experts, where they teach you feeding and nutrition, treatment and vaccination, diseases and disease control. Today we are having our veterinary doctor, Derrick, who is going to take us through. Please, Sir Derrick, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Derrick Kalonji, a livestock health scientist by profession. That falls in veterinary service and provision.
How does it feel you being a veterinary doctor?
Well, I'm not yet a veterinary doctor, but I'm just in the same field with them.
Yeah.
I'm a livestock health scientist.
Okay.
And to me it is a good experience working with animals. If at all you love animals, this is quite a good experience. See animals, study them, learn how they live, learn how they eat, learn how they move on with their lives, learn how so many things are here to learn in animals. And to me, I call it a good experience because if you understand them and you love them, working with them is not as hectic as it could be if you do not love animals. Yeah.
Can you please describe your experience in managing livestock farming in animals?
Personally, I've been working in this sector for the last 20 years, let me call it that, because currently I'm 30 years, and out of the 30 years I've been having 20 of those years in animals. First of all, before going to school, I used to micro-manage our small farm with my grandmother in the village. My grandmother had cattle, quite a good number. She also had goats, quite a good number, and other animals, but mainly those. We also used to have around chicken, and at my young age I got some good exposure because we were the same personnel that used to take them out to graze, get them out to graze in the evening. Sometimes we would take cattle for grazing in the fields and return them in the evening. So that gave me quite some good exposure. I started loving animals there and then. Enrolling into school, I found out that I could do science very well than the arts subjects. And in my lower secondary, that is when I decided to concentrate on this. I took that as a profession, studied the science subjects and agriculture. I used to love them and performed them very well. Getting onto university, I was offered that same course that I wanted, and it gave me some good experience as well, because I had the hands-on training from my days as a young child, and getting to college and they start teaching you all those things that you would love to learn about animals that you didn't get back then in our old days. Was quite a good experience for me. So I combined that with my general life experience about animals. And also what I have not told you is I am an orphan, and my high school life, my parents would provide the school fees, and sometimes they were less about upkeep, so you would have to find that upkeep yourself. So from that time, senior 1, senior 2 up to senior 6, I used to have pigs of my own. I used to have a small piggery farm consisting of about 10 to 20 animals, and they could keep me quite good in school. So generally, from my early life as a child, we used to have goats and cattle, and then in my youthful life, I got into piggery because our homestead was not as big. It was small, so what we could have there is pigs, and then cattle, dairy cattle. So growing up in that kind of life gave me quite some good knowledge and experience about animals.
Yeah.
And then my parents, the parents that adopted us after us becoming orphans, gave us this love as well, because I was grown by someone who was holding an important position in the Ministry of Agriculture, in the animal resources sector. He taught me as well too much about animals and gave me that love for this kind of work. So he was my mentor generally. Yeah, so briefly, after completing university, I could easily get along with other farmers because I knew what I was doing up to today.
Oh, I heard of you saying that you are an orphan, that you used to grow up like 12 pigs by yourself. So who helped you to manage up that?
Whenever I used to go to school, the sister to my biological mother raised us, and whenever we went to school, she used to manage for us. When we returned from school, we undertake our projects. So that is how we used to manage. Whenever we are at school, she used to take charge. When we are back, we take control. Yeah, and she rests.
Okay, can you explain for us, our viewers who are listening and watching us on our YouTube channel, the difference between the veterinary doctor and the animal scientist?
Now, that is quite big. The kind of things a veterinary doctor studies and goes about is too much to what a livestock scientist does. Yeah, and a veterinary doctor is at a bachelor's level. Livestock health scientist is at a diploma level. Yeah, that's the difference.
So there are some people who come out saying that for me, I'm a veterinary doctor, I do this and this and this. And you can find a farmer saying, I've got a veterinary doctor, even doesn't have any document about it. How can you go about that?
Now,
you know how someone is a veterinary doctor?
Like any other profession, we have a regulatory body in the country. It is called Uganda Veterinary Association, Uganda Veterinary Board. That body is responsible for regulating the people that are supposed to conduct work in this profession. Each of them is registered and they have a number, a licensed, okay, they have a license, and that license has a number. Each of them is assigned to a number, which someone can use to track them on with the veterinary board. If someone cannot present that, that means they are acting illegally or they are working illegally here. They are not working up to the laws of working in this profession.
Why I asked you that, there are others you find like in the village carrying out that let me say my cattle is already sick, comes with all the equipment required for him or her to be a veterinary doctor. And you see, like after some times, you have to do this and this and this. So quite a long time then tells you, let me call also another veterinary doctor, yet is also not profession?
Now, like I've told you, I grew up in animals. I used to see veterinary doctors come around to treat our animals. I used to take note of whatever they were doing. Even in my service, I normally look for people to help me conduct different tasks. I move with different people to help me work on some different activities. You cannot manage working alone in different areas. So I have trained people on what we do, because I don't believe in keeping the knowledge to myself. I train people, I train farm managers, I train farm staff on doing these different things. However, if I train you when you've not gone to school to study and get certification for this, you are acting illegally. You understand? So, and there are so many people in the village that are working like that. He can stay with a veterinary doctor for some time, help along as he works, and after a certain period of time, this person has crammed what this person or what this profession is doing in their own work. You understand? So after time, this person will want to emulate and carry along, imposing to be one. You understand? So that is how these people grow up in their villages, and deep down in those villages, you don't find people asking for your license, asking for your documents, asking for anything like that. So you find that there are so many operating out in the village, and our laws here are quite, okay, I wouldn't say they're not working, but there are some challenges to curbing down this population of people.